Yeah, let's go. Smash that like button. Get those likes up. People filing in one by one. Got to get this party started. Get the likes all the way up. This is just the beginning. Y'all feel that energy? Feel that energy? You feel that energy? Go ahead and leave me a fire emoji in the chat right now. Yup. 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 Deshaun, what's good? Deanna, what's good? Black Alpha, salute. Steven, good to see you. Soul Rebel Boxing, I knew you were going to make it. What's good? TS Boxing. Cobbs. Let's get it. Wednesday night. DT, the God, what's good, man? Good to see you. We're about to start cooking here just in a moment. Letting people file in. Smash that like button on the way in. Get the likes all the way up. And what's good? Now that we've got the juices flowing, I had to introduce, the two juggernauts of the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Hope you enjoyed my little introduction there. I feel like I got to get it hyped up. I don't feel like people are hyped up enough because a lot of people are saying, oh, Divine, October 9th is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I said, I refuse to speak that into existence. So we got to amp it up. We got to turn it up a few notches. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury just did an interview earlier today, I believe, saying all kinds of interesting things. But it seems to me like the October 9th date is going to happen. He's got no choice. I told you all this. He has no choice. Too much at stake. Joshua Usyk about to fight here in a couple of weeks. Too much at stake. Redemption is ringing the doorbell. Ding dong, ding dong. What are you going to do, Fury? What are you going to do? Mark H., good to see you in the chat. Make sure you guys get those likes up ASAP. People are still filing in, and I expect this to be a good crowd tonight. Make sure that you vote in the poll that's going. So far, we've got Wilder by KO, 80%. Wilder by KO by, 86%. That's how people are feeling right now. That's how people are feeling right now. I've been waiting for today. As soon as I saw the training footage of Wilder, or was it yesterday, early yesterday, I was like, oh, people already know I'm about to make a video about this. People already know I'm about to make a video about this. That's what Divine Sense does. I break down footage. That's what I do over here. And I appreciate all the support. We're about to get it started. Don't worry. The gas is just turned on. The flame is just starting to burn a little bit. More people filing in because I don't want people to miss this moment. This is a monumental moment. History in the making. How many days are we away? How many days are we away? See, for me, it's morning here. Thursday morning, September 9th. That means we are officially 1 month away. 4 weeks, people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Now Tyson Fury, he's training now. He's training now. And y'all saw him in his interview with BT Sports. He's wearing a mask now. Thank you, Fury. Thank you for wearing your mask. We appreciate that. I'm glad you're taking it serious now, Fury. I just wanted to throw that out there. Drake Lemonade in the building. I haven't seen Drake in a hot minute, man. You guys know the drill, man. Smash the like button. And if you guys are feeling motivated, throw in a super chat. Because like I said, we're going to cook it. A lot of things have been said around the realm of boxing the past couple of days. And as we start to inch closer to this fight, and let's face it, this is the biggest fight of the year. Right here. This is the biggest fight of the year. Joshua Usyk, that's a pretty good fight. Canelo Plant, that's a pretty good fight. But this is the fight of the year right here. Because Fury fans despise Wilder fans, and the sentiment is as equal for the Wilder fans against the Fury fans. So the feelings are mutual. This is the biggest fight of the year. And you're damn right I'm going to hype it up. You're damn right I'm going to hype it up. You damn right I'm about to hype it up. Check it out. Watch the slow motion. Watch the slow motion. Uh-huh. Let's get it. Yeah. Y'all see Fury fidgeting. I know y'all see Fury fidgeting. He thought it was a clever idea to wear his 1975 Elvis Presley pants with a Louis Vuitton belt and no shirt. He thought it was a good idea, but we ain't playing games out here, are we? We're not playing games out here, are we, Deshaun? We're not playing games out here, are we, Andrew, Kaz, Deanna, Branch? We ain't playing games out here, are we? Long time waiting. Long time. We should have had this fight July 24th. And we've got to wait, but that's fine. That's fine. Kaz says, did you see Fury gulp? Oh yeah, he gulping like he just took a nice big swallow of a slushy. Big gulp. Shout out to DT Doug God. Starting off the night with the super chat, I appreciate you. Fury's team have gave Wilder way too much time to get prepared for this fight. Way too much time. You should have put that in caps, DT. Way too much time. Soul Rebel Boxing. What's good, man? He says you have to hype it up, Divine, because Wilder not interested in promoting this fight. Wilder looks like a beast, though. Can't lie. Of course you can't lie about that. If anybody out here, I don't care how big of a Fury fan you are, if you're saying that Wilder don't look like a beast right now, then I'm sorry, you don't know about boxing. But as far as Wilder not interested in promoting the fight, it don't make no difference to me. It don't make no difference to me. The fight has been hyped. This is year number 3. This is year number 3. What is said has been said. What is done has been done. Talking is done. Why do you gotta hype it up? But it's cool. You're right. I'll do it. Wilder is focused on training. He's got to do what he's got to do on October 9th. We don't need him to hype up the fight. He said what he's had to say. Yeah. But Devon says, oh, well, you best believe I'm going to hype it up. And this is just the beginning. Oh, yeah, Deshaun, I think he was literally wearing this at the fair. Literally. Wearing the same thing. And don't forget that, his brother, you see him later on. I didn't put it in this intro, but, his brother out there, man, you guys have to go back and watch the film study of the entire press conference that I did a few days ago, and you'll get the idea. But look, let's get into the topic of the night. Deontay Wilder has been releasing some very interesting training footage, right? Well, throughout this whole journey leading up to this trilogy fight, he's been releasing way more footage, to be completely honest and fair, than Fury. Now, does it matter? Do you have to release footage? No, you don't. But I'm hard pressed. I believe that the only reason why Fury hasn't released any footage because he hasn't really been training, other than doing back-breaking deadlifts and doing some random exercises. I don't think he's really been putting in that much work. He might be doing it now, but that's the thing. He's been working. He literally set up his own gym. He built his own gym. From what I heard, like outside of his house or something like that. Ring, full-size ring. Huge like recreational area with like basketball courts and everything like that. So he's been training. He don't need to go anywhere. He doesn't even know where he wants to train. Doesn't even know what trainer he wants to work with. Vegas, prancing around, hooting and hollering, and then he goes back to the UK because Big Daddy John, he was getting a little bit worried. He said, yo, Tyson, you got to come back to the UK because this Crump Gyms in Sugar Hills, that it's not working no more. It's not working no more. We can't train like that no more. So you got to bring it back to your roots. He goes back to the UK and reunite with Big Daddy John. Maybe he's sparring Tommy Fury. That's a good sparring partner. Tyson. Yeah. Tommy Fury. Yeah. El Jefe, what's good, man? I've been waiting for you to jump into the chat. Most anticipated fight of the year for me, followed by Usman and Covington, too. That's a good fight, too. A lot of good fights out there. A lot of good fights. Like I said, Usyk Joshua, that's a good fight. Canelo Plant, that's a good fight. But this will be the fight of the year. For sure. No matter how much some people can't stand it, there's a lot of people out there that was like, man, we should have got the Joshua Fury fight. Well, too bad. Blame that on Fury, by the way. Doesn't matter how you feel about Wilder. Blame that on Fury. This fight could have been done and dusted already, even before July, to be honest with you. Forget about COVID, rather that was real or not. This fight could have been done. This third fight could have been done before July, to be completely honest with you. They had to go through an arbitration and going back and forth for several months, which is the only reason why it was pushed all the way to July anyway, because Fury didn't want the third fight. It doesn't matter what he feels or what he thinks. It doesn't matter that he thought, I won the second fight so convincingly. That doesn't matter. It matters what's in the contract, big boy. It matters in professional sports where you sign on the dotted line. You haven't learned that yet? So you can get upset all you want about the big, mighty fight of the UK heavyweights not happening on Tyson Fury. Even Joshua said it's Fury's fault. Even Joshua said Fury's acting a fool. We could have had this fight done, but he instead He wants to bullshit around. I mean, it's as simple as that. So blame it on Fury. Deep Zone, what's good? Good to see you in the chat. Andrew, what's good, man? One of my official members to the channel. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. All right. Now that I've got all that out of the way, my little prelude, let's go ahead and get into this training footage. I know you guys are chomping at the bit. Yeah. Let's watch the training footage. Oh, and trust me, it's worth the wait. Just worth the wait. You know, I want to make sure everyone gets up in here. Just checking the poll here. How does it end? Wilder by KO, 85%. Fury by KO, 12%. That's interesting. Nobody saying Wilder by UD, which is not surprising at all. It doesn't really matter who you're a fan of. And then we got Fury by unanimous decision. So that's where that stands. O. Williams, what's good? Hoplotype, salute. So, Dirty Chivo, people counting out Wilder are fools. It's good to see you in the chat, Dirty Chivo. I'm glad we got a nice crew together tonight. This is why I'm patient. This is why I waited out, because I want everybody to be able to jump in here, drop their comments, drop the like button, drop a super chat if they want to, and be a part of this conversation. And if you guys don't know, man, if you can't see my energy and feel my energy right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you guys have seen, I've already put out a little clip, man, a 2-minute little short clip of me hitting the heavy bag. I haven't hit the heavy bag in years. And I'm so hyped up about this fight that I had to go buy a new pair of gloves. It's a nice pair of Everlast, you know, and I had to throw some combinations on the heavy bag, man, and knock off some rust. That's how motivated. That doesn't really happen to me very often, you know what I mean? And the video's up if you guys are interested to see, you know, me hit the heavy bag a little bit. And that's just me expressing my energy right now. So y'all go check that out. Jimmy, what's good, man? Jimmy says, when's the next episode of the Firestorm Boxing? I love the last stream. It was intense with some good debated and topics. Firestorm is every Saturday. Yeah, every Saturday night we do Firestorm. That's when I bring people on the panel. You're more than welcome to join, Jimmy. As a matter of fact, we're going to have another guest, I hope. We've been emailing back and forth, and I hope to get him on here too. So every Saturday night is the Firestorm. That's when we get into those heated debates. Last Saturday, we went 6 hours. That's how heated it gets. And we usually hit on a lot of different topics. So, yeah, that's on Saturday night. But look, man, we got people patiently waiting. Oh, William says, don't put Jimmy in the next one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have him talk about Joshua and Usyk. Maybe we can tolerate that. Hoplo, man, what's good? I appreciate the super chat, bro. Salute to actually talking boxing, whether I agree or disagree. I mean, you know how I get down, Hoplo. You've been following me for years. I'm always talking boxing, you know, and I'm always consistent in my beliefs, whether people agree with it or not. That's just what it is. And at the end of the day, I don't get into all the tribalism. I don't get into that tribalism. This is Divine Sense Boxing, the kingdom of Divine Sense Boxing. I say what I believe what I say, and I stick to it. Either you like it or you don't like it, period. SM, that's who I've been waiting for. SM, that's who I've been waiting for. What's good, man? Watcher in the building. Watchers in the building, a.k.a. Reef. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you made it into the live stream tonight. An old-time subscriber of mine. Reef knows the deal. Reef definitely knows the deal. Diana popped in early. She probably ran and grabbed her popcorn She's back. Good to see you, Deanna. Another official member of the channel. I appreciate you. Just making sure that I give everyone a notice and give everyone love before we get this started. All right, y'all ready, man? Seat belts are buckled, and we're about to get into it. Deontay Wilder's most recent training footage. Now, we're going to break this down stylistically, scientifically, if you will, because that's what we do over here. Because I want people to understand that, you know, for me personally, a lot of people watch this as like a hype video. You know, they get hyped by watching it, and you should. It is a part of the hype. It is a part of increasing the energy of this fight. But for me, I look at it on a boxing standpoint, looking at all the small little details. And I'm telling you, this is very, very telling. This footage that they released here is extremely telling. Much more than the heavy bag work, the little 30-second, 45-second clips that they've released before of hitting the mitts. This training right here is basically a message sent out to the boxing world, and Fury in particular, saying, hey, I'm showing you basically what I'm going to do, and you can't stop me. That's what this training footage tells me, and we're about to play it here in a moment. Now, some people may say, is that a wise idea, Divine? Is it a wise idea to essentially give a lot of your game plan out there? Well, I guess that's a matter of an opinion. Well, it seems like to me that Wilder ain't worried about it. I'm conservative, and by nature. When I conduct myself, like if I'm preparing for a competition, I don't like to release that much. I like to keep people guessing. That's just me. But when you have that ultimate confidence, then I guess you ain't worried about it. And I've went up against athletes in different competitions in my life, and they're releasing stuff every day. And I've done CrossFit competitions, for example, and they're releasing their lifting, their gymnastics, all this different stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're giving me an idea of what they're capable of doing. And it plays tricks on your mind, actually. It plays tricks on your mind. So when you go and arrive on competition day, you think you have them figured out, but you don't really know, like, what's really good. You know what I mean? And they're willing to put this out. Now, this obviously isn't sparring. I mean, that's obviously a whole nother bag of potatoes. But for me, this is just a sign of ultimate confidence. I guess take it as you will. Fury is not releasing any footage remotely close to this. So you either say, well, maybe he's, keeping it in the locker, and Wilder isn't keeping it in the locker. Your opinion. But we're about to get into this. All right. I'll blow it up. Make sure that everybody can see it. Deontay Wilder, most recent training footage. Let's do it. Shit, boy. And just real quickly, I'm watching this full screen, so I don't see the chat. If you guys want me to address something, or you got a question, or you simply just want to show some love and highlight a comment, man, send a super chat, because I hear it in my headphones. I get a little bell that goes off, and I'll make sure that I recognize you. But in the meantime, feel free to leave your comments in. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're feeling watching this training footage. Look at out there in the backwoods of Alabama, that fresh oxygen seeping through the bloodstream right here. Oh, yeah. This is my type of training right here. I want to grab an axe and chop down a tree. That's how I'm feeling right now. Let's keep it moving. That body work is crazy. The body work is crazy. Anybody who's been following Deontay Wilder for a while now, like me, I've been watching him probably since 2013 or so. I've never seen him go to the body like this. Dedicated body work, not just random big body shots. Dedication to the body. And you know that Malik Scott, his ribs got to be sore. It got to be sore. And by the way, I've only watched maybe about a minute or so because it popped up on my stream or on my feed on Instagram, and I haven't watched the whole thing, FYI. I haven't watched the whole thing, so this is something I like to do, is I'd like to keep it on pause and give you guys a real and authentic breakdown as I'm watching it in real time along with you guys. So let's keep it moving. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll watch the whole thing through. I won't pause it. We'll watch the whole thing through once, and then we'll roll it back and do a review. How about that? Let's go. Stay up, Nitty.
That much, baby. What you gonna do from there? That's how you do from there.
Shit, boy.
Love me some body work. Good. Maintaining distance. Quality. 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 Oh, shit. Breathe, Malik. Breathe. Put in that work in Alabama. Man, I'm telling you.
Let's go. You got to be confident when you uncomfortable. Anybody can be confident when they're comfortable. Get back in there. You want it hell? And you bring it hell.
Good teacher, Malik. Good teacher. Reminding Wilder to keep your distance, keep your range. Yes, sir.
Shit.
That's it. Give it to me now.
I'm putting some water in that basement. Y'all think he's playing games? Y'all think Wilder's playing games now? You think this is a joke? Man, drop some fire emojis in the chat right now. Let it flow with the fire. Let it flow. You think this is games? Eat. Eat. Eat.
There you go. Good shit, bro. Get to it. Come on. There you go. I love it. Do the champ. It ain't nothing he can do to break you. It ain't nothing he can do to break you. Come on, keep going, baby. Keep going. Beat his ass up. Come on, make him quit.
Yeah.
Make him quit.
We're comfortable when we're tired. We're comfortable when we're tired.
Still got my win. Let's go, Keith.
We're comfortable when we're tired.
It's a critical zone right here. It's a
12th round.
Right here.
12th round. 12th round.
Get him up for you, D. You almost there. You almost there, D. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
Get
12th
him up
round.
for you. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Stay alert. Stay alert, D. Stay alert. Stay alert. There you go.
On your toes.
Stay alert,
Yeah.
goddamn.
No pain.
There you go. Stay alert, goddamn.
No pain.
There you go. Come on, champ. Do the real champ. Do the champ. Come on. Go. Keep it deep. Keep it going.
Ah.
Come on. You have seconds left. Seconds left. Seconds left, D. There we go. Amen. Yes, sir. Ain't no comfortable shit, goddamn.
Fuck out of here, yo. No comfortable shit over here. We comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable ain't comfortable. It's comfortable to us.
Amen.
Y'all think this is a
Still
game?
Make you no motherfucking champion. Your parents can make you a champion.
Yeah. So, Melina Daniels, what's good? Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for your fire emojis. Let me know that you're in the building. Yee Yo says, exactly. Exactly. So, I just wanted to play that because I want you guys, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. But even if you have seen it, this is something that I can watch several times. No problem. No problem. What we're going to do now is we're going to break it down step by step, brick by brick, let you guys know what is actually happening here. What's the purpose? Now, some of it is for show. Wilder knows the cameras are on, especially towards the end. He's getting a little bit tired, and they're just trying to push him. They're just trying to push him to dig deep and keep working. But the majority of this is very telling. And we're going to get into it right here and let you guys know what we're looking at. Make sure you guys are getting those likes all the way up. We've got up to 50 people in here. We should have 50 likes. Let's go. Jab that like button. Jab that like button just like Wilder. Blah, 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 blah. Jab that like button. Let's go. So we know about the dedication to the body now. Now we see the footwork. Now we see the combinations. Whereas before, Wilder was jab right hand. Jab right hand. Left hook right hand. Dave, what's good? Throwing those emojis. That's what you guys get access to if you become an official member of the channel. Grab those emojis. Show some love to Deontay Wilder's hard work and dedication. You guys never know. You guys never know. Deontay's team could be watching right now. Or later. As a matter of fact, I got 2 emojis for Wilder right there. Become an official member of the channel. Have access to it. All right. Dissection. Piece by piece. Here we go. That left hook right there is absolutely vicious. And one of my personal favorite punches in boxing, especially from an orthodox stance, is that left hook to the body, man. It just, if you land it right and you do it right, you're just putting in a lot of damage. And he's not just doing it. He's ducking and slipping underneath. And notice, this is a guy who's 6'7". This is a man who's 6'7". The range of motion that it takes to come from this position, loading up from the ground up, putting all of his 220 pounds behind this punch. A guy who can already punch. Now you're putting all of your weight into it. This is something that Malik has drilled into Deontay Wilder. Ducking underneath and throwing your whole body into a punch instead of just arm punching, especially when you're going to the body. especially when you're throwing it against a man who's going to be 270, 280, who's bigger than you. You got to dig into that body. And this is what you're seeing right here, implemented by Malik Scott himself.
Shit, boy.
Dedication to the body. Dedication. Maintaining distance. Patient with the jab. Sees his target. Feet are set. Jab. Maintains the distance. Especially against a taller, longer fighter like Fury. All of this is calculated. That's a nice right hand. Let me play that. Feint with the jab. Feint with the jab. Malik imitates falling for the feint and then sets up the right hand. Hi-ya! Once again, feint, jab. Yes. See? See? A little bit of defense. Good. Counter jab. 1-2. Jab. On your toes. Recover. Jab. They're working on recovery too. Work. Step back, recover. Breathe. Deep breath. Back in. Engage. See? Recover. 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 Jab. Jab. 1-2. Slide out. Jab. Yeah. Maintaining distance.
Shit, boy.
Good. There, I was waiting for that left hook. Malik is throwing that left hook. I was waiting for that. Left hook. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is why this is important, where I've mentioned before. Bringing in Malik Scott is not only just the fact that, he's a previous heavyweight in the sense that, he was a boxer and he can offer alternate skills. But this is a big man right here. This is a big man who can put on the bodysuit and take these punches. And he tells Wilder, load up on it. Feel that power. Mark Breland can't do this. JD's can't do this. Now, in the past, they've maybe brought in some heavyweights or bigger guys to come in and let Wilder work the body. But the thing is that he can work the body and focus on like proper combinations and coming back up to the mitts. And Malik can point out where his feet are, where the positioning should be. You see, this is the most calculated move that Wilder has made that people don't pay attention to. Fury tries to paint this picture that Malik ain't shit, in the sense that, I sparred Malik, and how are you going to teach Wilder to do things that you can't do yourself? That's not the point. And I'm glad that Fury thinks that. Good. I hope that helps you sleep well at night. You're not worried about Malik Scott. Good. There's something very unique about heavyweights. I, for one, have held mitts a few times for heavyweights. It's not pleasant. A 175-pound man trying to hold mitts for a 240, 250-pound man is no joke. It's no joke. And you, even if you're able to hold and withstand the power, you can't impose your will on a bigger man. You can help them with their footwork and stuff like that. But I just love every part of this. Every part of Malik Scott being in this fight and part of his corner. El Jefe says Kevin Rooney wasn't a world level fighter and he was a great trainer. Oh, it happens. Angelo Dundee. I don't think he ever boxed one round in the professional ranks, ever. And look what he did with Muhammad Ali's career. You know why? It wasn't the training per se. It was the connection and the bond that Angelo Dundee and Muhammad Ali had. They respected each other. They trusted each other. They had a bond. Muhammad Ali would listen and respect what Angelo Dundee was more than a trainer. He was a mentor. And there's some other examples of trainers out there who has very limited boxing experience and ended up being very, very good trainers, because it goes both ways. Great fighters don't always make great coaches. You see it in basketball. Larry Bird, one of the greatest to ever do it, not a very good coach. Phil Jackson, average player in the NBA. Look at all the rings he's got. All right, so that's the way it works sometimes. Sometimes when you understand, you see different things. Like when you're a fighter, when you're a boxer, yeah, you can offer that perspective, of being punched in the face, how it feels to dig deep in a fight, and all those different things, right? But that's good. But sometimes when you don't have that, you have other skills. Sometimes fighters, right? They spend so much time being a fighter that they never develop skills over time on how to be mentors and teachers. They try to learn it on the fly. And they think, oh, because I boxed before, I can be a good trainer. But they've never developed the skills to be a teacher, to be a mentor. Whereas somebody who didn't spend their whole life fighting, maybe they grew up around the gym. Maybe their dad was a boxer. Maybe their uncles were boxers. They grew up around it. You know what I mean? They worked around corners and listened and paid attention to things. And they've developed the skills, and they have the want and the desire to be a mentor to someone. And you develop those skills over time. And a lot of times you start with young fighters, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and mentoring them. When you need expertise in certain ways, how to throw a punch and different things, you can bring in fighters to help. But your head trainer, your main trainer, that person you need to have a connection with. You need to have respect for. And as great as a boxer Mark Breland was, I don't think he's a good trainer. That's just my opinion. And the proof is in the pudding. Imagine if Wilder had Malik Scott in the first fight against Fury. Imagine if he had him in the second fight. So, something to consider. Something to consider. Yeah, Virgil Hunter's another one. Virgil Hunter is another one. I want people to understand. Boxing is a very diverse sport in the sense that just because you've never laced up gloves and fought in the professional ranks or was a distinguished amateur boxer, it doesn't mean that you didn't grow up around the boxing ring. There's a lot of people who grew up around a boxing ring, who boxed, who sparred, who perhaps wanted to fight, but they couldn't fight because of family issues, life issues. Maybe they had certain types of injuries that prevented them to actually be a fighter, but they grew up around the ring because their family members were involved in it. It's a very similar story to myself, where I just grew up around it. My dad was a huge boxing fan. I grew up watching the Four Kings, Duran, Hagler, Hearns, and Leonard, right? And grew up around it, going down to the local boxing gym and just doing some work. Never thinking in my mind like, oh, maybe one day I'll be a professional boxer. I love the sport, but I was doing a lot of other sports in my life. And so some people grow up around it. And I grew up around it, ended up playing different sports, but I always had a deep love and passion for boxing. And that's why I'm here talking about it right now. And that's why sometimes I get that itch, right? That's why I go and hit a heavy bag. I go hit a speed bag. I get some jump rope, or I'll call one of my boys. Yo, hey, let's do some sparring. Just to keep sharp. Just to keep the blood flowing. You know what I mean? And so that's what people have to understand. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. I like how they're simulating a fight in the sense where they're probably doing 2 or 3 minute, probably 3-minute rounds and a minute break in between, go in the corner. And they're in Alabama, man. It's probably, I don't know how it is in the South right now in September. I would guess it's rainy season. Is it rainy season in September in the South? Somebody let me know, but I would imagine it's pretty humid out there. But yeah, I like how they're simulating the fight. Work, break, work, break.
Confident when you are comfortable. Anybody can be confident when they're comfortable. Get back in there. You want it how? And you bring it how?
Keeping that right hand up too. Y'all notice how he keeps that right hand up when he throws those left hooks. Watch it again. Little details, people. Little details. Jab. Set. Jab. Left hook. Right hand stays up. Protect. Eyes on the target. Eyes on the target. Slip underneath. Dig. Right hand. Look at that. Even with fatigue. Double left hook to the body. Slide out. Footwork, people. Footwork. I love how he's dipping down like that, man. It's one thing to dip down because you're trying to avoid punches and then roll out. You're letting your opponent off the hook. You dip down and duck punches and then you go to the body. When a fighter throws a hook, what's open? When a fighter throws a hook and you duck underneath it, what's open? The body. Malik is drilling. He's drilling that into Wilder. Don't let your opponent off the hook. Go to the body. Go to the body. Go to the body. Because you know what? Fury's the one that said, I'm going to walk him down like an 18-wheeler. Okay, bet. Damn.
Shit.
How many punches was that? Jab. Jab. 5.
Shit.
And that last one, that shit hurt. That shit hurt Malik. Yo, respect Malik's dedication, man, taking these hits. There ain't no way I would let Deontay Wilder throw body shots at me like this. I don't, body shield or not, ain't no way. And for all the people that are saying, oh, he's just flicking a jab out there, he's not popping it and he's not popping it hard. That's not the point. The point is that he's throwing jabs at distance. He's maintaining distance. If he were to jab and step in with the jab, then you have more pop in it. You pop in, pop out. But this is what we call a range finding jab. Yeah, it's not a puncturing jab. It's a range finding jab. It's setting up your other punches. Just FYI. Range finder. Range finder. Body.
Shit.
Rangefinder. Rangefinder. Body. Body. I like his right hand. His right hand looks a bit more smooth now. A little more controlled. All that stuff that people are talking about as regard, like, oh, he's looping, windmilling punches. I'm not seeing none of that. I'm not seeing none of that here. And you can tell Wilder's starting to get a little bit tired, you know, the heat, the humidity. He's putting a lot of power into these body shots, and he's starting to get a little bit tired, but Malik continues to push him and pressure him, you know, and that's what fighters need, is that constant pressure, motivation. Let's go. Dig deep. You know, that's what you need. Because that's what happens in a real fight when it gets tough. You get to 10, 11, 12 rounds, the championship rounds in heavyweight boxing. It's about who wants it more.
There you go. Walk his ass down when he got there.
Scream at him. Come on.
Good job, fellas. Good job. There you go. Good shit, bro.
He's getting tired, but he's working. He's tired, but he's working. He's tired, but he's working. If I was Malik here, I would take the mitts probably when throwing at his body, you know, forcing him to keep his elbows nice and tight. When he's fatigued, you know, have him feel, you know, how it feels to get hit when you're tired. That's the only thing that I would do a little bit differently. But I like this, you know, they know he's tired, and they just keep pushing him.
It ain't nothing he can do to break you. Come on, keep going, baby. Keep going. Beat his ass up. Come on, make him quit. Make him quit. There you go. And see, you still got my win. Come on. You still got my win. Let's go, D. Come on. It's a critical zone right here. It's a critical zone right here. There you go. Step back on that box. Get that motherfucker out for you, D. Get him out for you, D. You almost there. D. Right there you go. Get him out for you. Let's go. Come on. Stay alert. D. Stay alert.
12th round. 12th round. There you go. Bounce. Recover. Rangefinder. Yeah, bounce. 12th round.
Come on. Go. Keep it deep. Keep it going. Come on. Seconds now. D. There we go. Amen. Yes, sir. Ain't no comfortable shit, goddamn.
Yep.
No comfortable shit over here. We comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable ain't comfortable.
Get those likes all the way up. Get those likes all the way up. Hoplo says, don't you think Scott should be prepping Wilder for a switch to the southpaw stance, because Fury could try that if things are going Wilder's way too much? You know, I haven't really thought about it. That's actually a good point to bring up. But to be honest with you, I don't really think it's gonna... I don't think it's even going to get to that point, man. To be honest with you. I really don't think it's going to get to that point where he's going to be able to try to make an adjustment on the fly. And I truly do believe that Wilder is a bit too confident. Or sorry, Fury. I do believe Fury's a bit too confident. And I think he thinks that he's going to come in and just bum rush Wilder, man. He might box a little bit early to try and make Wilder think that he's going to try to box, and then I think he'll try to switch it up and just start doing what he initially planned to do and try to walk Wilder down. If Fury comes out early and tries to box from the outside, Wilder, well, that's fine for Wilder. Either way, it doesn't matter. If Fury tries to bum rush him like he did the second fight, then we're seeing right now what he plans to do. Right? Pivot, body, pivot out. Range finding jab, duck underneath. You know, if they get into the clinch, one thing that Wilder needs to do is stand up tall in the clinch. Stand up real tall, rotate your shoulders back, right? You grab his arms, lock everything in. Don't hunch over, because that's when Fury's going to push your head down, get you in headlocks. And that's quite easy for Fury to do, because he's got really long arms and he's a slightly taller than Wilder, right? So if you do land a big punch and you guys end up colliding, Fury's going to grab you. That's what he does. Right? Wilder doesn't grab. You know, you go back and watch his fights. He doesn't grab unless he's seriously hurt. Otherwise, he doesn't clinch. But Fury does a lot. So you got to stand up tall and big, and force the referee to break it. Don't let Fury do some sneaky shit. If Fury tries to fight from the outside, that gives Wilder more opportunities to set up his right hand, right? Because if Fury's coming forward, he's kind of forced to go to the body a little bit more, which is fine, which is what you want to do, because that's going to take the steam out of Fury. Then you can set up going up to the head, right? That's what he's working on right now. This whole training footage is of him. You notice how Malik is continuing to come forward, constantly, right? So this is what Wilder's preparing for. So that's why I kept saying there's no way Wilder's going to make the same mistake twice. And even Big Daddy John Fury understood that and knew that. And that's why he has been advising Fury that it worked once, it's not going to work again. But Wilder's not going to take any chances, because you know why? Wilder doesn't believe that Fury can swallow his pride. Wilder doesn't believe that Fury can't swallow his ego. And there's a big part of Wilder that thinks that Fury's ego and pride will get the best of him. And he's going to try to come in and run him over and finish him quickly, like he said he's going to do. Because like I said, Fury is a man with a lot of ego, a lot of pride. And he's stubborn. He accuses Wilder of being stubborn, but Fury is an extremely stubborn man. And it's very possible that he won't listen to the advice of his trainers and his dad. That's why Wilder is prepared for that. And this is what you're seeing. Shoot, what's good, man? Good to see you made it. But if he does fight from the outside, see, the thing is Wilder has seen it. This is what I want people to understand too. Wilder has seen all of it now. He's dealt with Fury when Fury has tried to fight from the outside like he did the first fight. And he's also seen Fury fight from the inside or moving forward and trying to pressure and walk Wilder down. He's seen both now. And guaranteed Malik Scott and Wilder has sat down and watched the film of both fights, not just the second fight. So they've studied both fights extensively. And so they're prepared for it. Fury, on the other hand, he's not ready for this Wilder. He hasn't seen this Wilder before. The Fury that the Wilder that he faced in the first fight was a Wilder trying to knock him out, trying to land that right hand. And damn near knocked him out, obviously in the 12th round. So what does that mean? That means that Wilder knows that he can hurt Fury, and Fury knows that Wilder can hurt him. And then in the second fight, Wilder was just so discombobulated and not feeling right and just wasn't himself. And Fury was able to just walk him down quickly and impose his will. And we don't know what Wilder's game plan was because he was never able to implement it. So quite literally, Fury's never seen this Wilder right here. But Wilder has seen the boxing Fury and the Fury that's going to walk you down and try to impose his will. That's where Wilder has a huge advantage in this trilogy fight. And I believe Fury is underestimating that. Massively. He may watch this. As a matter of fact, I would probably bet money that he's watched this. Him and his team. And they're probably thinking it's a big joke. They probably think it doesn't matter. Because when the fight starts, he's not going to he can't do any of that. I'm too big. I'm too strong. At the end of the day, Wilder's going to be 220. I'm going to be 270. And I'm just going to, he can't take my pressure. That's what they're thinking. So I think that's a massive mistake. A massive mistake. But you know what? It is what it is. This is the will of the gods. And that's why I said this training is very compelling and very telling. Because they're literally saying, we know what you're going to do, Fury, and this is what's going to happen. Laugh, joke, smirk, shrug your shoulders all you want. Go ahead and walk into one of these body punches, Fury. To the watcher's point here earlier, I saw him put a comment that caught my eye. He said, there's no way that Fury is going to be able to walk forward and take these type of body punches. There's no way. Wilder has never went to the body like this in either two fights, ever. How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for this if you're Fury? You can't. And there's that mental edge. See, Fury thinks he has the mental edge because he won, in his mind, convincingly in the second fight. But you couldn't even knock out Wilder. You couldn't knock him out. You knocked him down, right, by hitting him behind the ear. And Wilder, as discombobulated as he was able to pop back up and stay on his feet. But you, Tyson Fury, on the other hand, ended up on your back twice in the second fight. One time in which the eyes rolled to the back of your head. So it doesn't matter what Fury says or thinks in regards to, it doesn't matter what Wilder's going to do. And like whatever he thinks. God only knows what he thinks. The fact is that deep down inside of him, he knows if he makes a mistake, Wilder can finish him.
Amen. Bill don't make you no motherfucking champion. Your parents can make you a champion.
Chavo, what's good, man? Chavo was the guy that was in the heated debate with Jimmy the other night on Firestorm on last Saturday night. He says, do you think Wilder should fight on the inside or outside, or what do you think the game plan should be? Well, it really depends on what Fury brings to the table. That's what they're preparing for. They're not making a game plan to go in and just attack Fury. They're making a game plan to be patient. This is what Malik Scott brings to the table. He brings patience. Malik Scott brings patience and discipline. So they're going to see what Fury brings to the table. Is he going to come forward like he did in the second fight? Or is he going to try to bounce on his toes and flick out the jab like he did in the first fight? Then they'll adjust accordingly. And however the first round ends is when he goes back and sits on that stool is when Malik says, okay, now we know what he's doing. So guess what? This is what we're going to do. They're preparing for both. But really, Fury has it's either A or B. A, he tries to fight on the outside. B, he tries to walk Wilder down. That's it. Fury can't punch. I don't care what anybody says. So it's not like he can even the playing field by landing some big hellacious shot. That's not going to happen. Either he's going to try to bully he's going to try to bully Wilder by walking him down, or he's going to go back to what he did in the first fight and try to stay on his toes. But, like I said, I think ego and pride is going to get the best of him. And even though Big Daddy John Fury is pleading and begging for him not to do what he did in the second fight, I think he's going to do it anyway. That's my personal opinion. I think he truly believes and wants to prove a point that the second fight wasn't a fluke. And I believe he was predicting leading up to the July 24th fight that he was going to finish Wilder within 4 rounds? I think he said 4 rounds. I don't remember the round he predicted, but he said it'll be quicker than it was the second time around. And I believe that he's a stubborn enough man that it doesn't matter what anyone else says. He thinks that he can pull it off. And that's the biggest mistake that he'll make. And a lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are going to be upset. Especially if Joshua gets past Usyk. A lot of people are going to be upset. Eric R, what's good? Eric R says, if you thought Wilder was avoided like the plague before, just you wait. They all going to move down to cruiserweight. Yeah. And you know what's funny? You know what's crazy? It just popped in my head now. Wilder beats Fury. Usyk beats Joshua. The funny thing is I believe Usyk is actually a more challenging fight for Wilder than what Fury or Joshua is. As crazy as that sounds. Styles make fights. And Usyk is a cruiserweight moving up. He's not a big heavyweight. So he offers, foot speed, footwork, boxing ability. The only thing is can Usyk handle Deontay's power? Because Deontay is a heavyweight, but he's a light heavyweight. I don't mean in the division of light, but I mean weight-wise, he's not a heavy heavyweight. He's on the light side. So that's an interesting fight. I think he knocks out Joshua. I think Joshua's too chinny. I think it'll be similar to Ortiz fight. Competitive. Joshua landing some stuff, doing good, and Wilder just lands a big shot, and that's a wrap. But Usyk, though, Usyk has the ability to be very slippery and move around, bounce around, throw combinations, and force Wilder to work. And Usyk has no problem going 12 rounds. He trains to go 12 rounds. He doesn't mind doing that. And I've mentioned that in my prediction video of Usyk Joshua. Usyk ain't worried about trying to knock out Joshua. He's worried about outworking Joshua. And so that's crazy when you think about it. That's crazy when you think about it. All of this hype, right, of Joshua Fury. And it can all just crumble at their feet come October 10th. Because, like I said, man, I've picked Usyk to pull the upset, and I've got a lot of heat. A lot of heat from Joshua fans. I didn't realize there were so many damn Joshua fans out there. And the crazy thing is that I know I've seen Watcher in the chat quite a bit, hashing it out with some dudes in there. But I've seen people really get so upset at the fact that I said that I thought Joshua ducked Ortiz. I made a 15-minute video breaking down the fight, being analytical, scientific, breaking it down, giving my opinions, brought a lot of references to the table. Corey Sanders knocking out Vladimir Klitschko. I brought up the fact that Evander Holyfield moved up from cruiserweight and became a heavyweight champion. I brought a lot of stuff to the table. They don't want to hear none of that. The only thing they want to hear is Damn you, Divine Sense. Joshua didn't duck Ortiz. How dare you? And they're over there disliking my video. Why does it bother you so much? Why does it bother you so much that I feel that Joshua should have fought Ortiz? I don't care about the management side, the promotion side, and who offered who what. I don't care about that. I'm a boxing fan. And if the fight really wanted to be made, it could have been made. Period. And you can say what you want to say. Oh, Ortiz turned down money. Ortiz thought that Wilder was going to be an easy fight. It doesn't matter. Joshua didn't fight Ortiz, and I'm sticking to it. But it upset a lot of people. Now, we're going to find out September, 25th when they're fighting? We're going to find out who's the dummy. And for those of you who've been following me for a long time, Hoplo type, watcher, and perhaps a few others here in the chat who've been following me for years, you know how I get down, man. I don't just make predictions on the fly and swing for the fences and hope for the best. I put a lot of thought and effort into what I say and how I do, because I take pride in my work. And if people out there think that, oh, I'm just saying this because I want to go against the grain, I want to go for the underdog, then you're sadly mistaken. And we'll find out. We'll find out. Uberfly says, I'm torn on this. As funny as it'd be to see Usyk whoop AJ, I want to see Wilder KO AJ so much. Too bad he always finna be a duck. Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind watching a Joshua Wilder fight. Two big, strong guys going at it. You know, that's a great fight, but it's boxing, man. And you got to understand and know the history of the sport. Sometimes we don't get fights that we want because of politics and the way boxing works behind the scenes, but other times we don't get fights that we want because fighters can't get the job done. You know, and I was spending a lot of time the other day looking at the all-time heavyweight greats back in like the early 1900s up until like the 1920s, right? Where you had like Jack Dempsey and Gene Tooney and Jack Johnson and all those guys, right? And when you look at how those guys fought, sometimes, 20 times a year, fight the same guy like 4 or 5 times, but they all didn't fight each other. Jack Dempsey never fought the top black heavyweights. Gene Tooney didn't fight any black heavyweight in his entire career, and I think Gene Tooney was probably the most talented as far as white heavyweights. He was the most talented. I think he was more talented than Jack Dempsey was. As a matter of fact, he beat Jack Dempsey, but he never fought a black heavyweight. And that's the way it works sometimes, man. So sometimes it's politics. Sometimes it's fighters not wanting to fight certain fighters because they know something that we don't know, I guess. But I will tell you this. Fury's nervous. And he's good. He's a good actor. And he's a character. He makes people believe, and people follow him because they believe in the hype. They love his character. They like what he brings to the table. They think he's good for heavyweight boxing. But I just don't fall for it, man. Like, even if I wasn't a Wilder fan, I still wouldn't fall for it. I've been around a lot of people like Fury. I'm very well traveled. I've been around the world, and I've met a lot of people like Fury. And I've said this, Deanna knows this because I've mentioned it, and she's also mentioned it in the comment section before. I've met a lot of people like Fury. And that's why when I see Fury do the things that he does, it irritates me beyond belief because I've dealt with it in real life. You know, the clownish behavior, the immaturity, the bipolar behavior, the 1 minute I'm passionate, the next minute, you know, I'm a criminal and I'm tough and I'm gangster and, you know, and all this crazy shit. Like, I've been around a lot of people like that. And I have an extreme pet peeve for people who are inconsistent and portray themselves one way but act another. Big Dog Willie, what's up? Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for dropping by. Make sure you guys get those likes up, man. Get those likes up. I'm hoping to get at least 80 likes. I need to get at least 80 likes tonight. We're at 63. From what I see, we got 63 likes, man. I need at least 80 tonight. Feel free Feel free to drop a super chat if you want to show a little bit of extra love. I'm really appreciating all the comments tonight. Thanks so much for dropping by and being part of the conversation, everyone. Big Dog Willie says, Tooney was bigger and stronger than Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey was a scrapper. Yeah, but Tooney had skills, man. Like, for real. He had some real boxing ability. He was one of his kind. I mean, he was ahead of his time, really. If you go back and watch Gene Tooney's fights, he was ahead of his time as far as his ability to box and do what he did. He just wasn't a puncher like Jack was. But he, like I said, he never fought black heavyweights, man. To my knowledge, the only guy that did was during that time was Harry Gribb. He did. He beat Tiger Flowers, or fought Tiger Flowers and a few other black heavyweights. And arguably, like, I would put him above Gene Tooney and Jack Dempsey, personally. But unfortunately, none of his fights were filmed back then. So we don't know how he really looked. Deanna, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. And I see Deanna out there, man, putting a lot of work in and supporting the channels that she likes and admires. I see her in the comment section, in the live chats on other channels. Really do appreciate the dedication. I know all the channels out here appreciate you a lot, Deanna. And, you know, keep it coming. Eric R. says, as long as AJ has them belts, I'm convinced he'll keep play away. Yeah. You know, that's, I think, the real reason why I would want to see a Wilder Fury showdown. Sorry, a Wilder Joshua showdown. I get so used to saying Wilder Fury. But that's what interests me the most about a Wilder Joshua showdown is the fact that Joshua has the belts. So we have a very interesting situation on our hands, as I just mentioned earlier. Usyk beats Joshua. He takes the belts. Wilder beats Fury. He takes back the WBC. Fury's basically put on ice. Let's face it. He gets put on ice. Then it's a question of, is there an immediate rematch between Joshua and Usyk? More than likely, yes. What will Wilder do? Will he be patient, hold on to the belt, and wait to see what happens in the rematch between Joshua and Usyk? Or will Usyk say, no, I'm going to take out Wilder now to unify the belt? So we don't know. Then you got Joe Joyce sitting there. You got Dillian White sitting there. You got a couple other heavyweights just chilling that can also be thrown into the mix. So it's very interesting. Now, if Joshua beats Usyk and Wilder beats Fury, then it's much more simpler, I think. Because I don't think if Joshua beats Usyk, I don't think there's going to be a rematch. Right? He's just defending his title against a cruiserweight moving up, and therefore it makes sense to just jump in there against Wilder. You almost have to. If Wilder beats Fury and Joshua beats Usyk, obviously the next move for Wilder at 35 years old is going to be like, Joshua, let's go. Like I think Wilder would even be willing to go to the UK and fight Joshua. But will Joshua take it? Now, from what a lot of people are saying here in the chat is like, nah, he won't. He'll go take on Joe Joyce or he'll take on someone else, and Wilder will be left in limbo again. But let the record state, though, when the history books are written, that Wilder came back in the trilogy, knocked out Fury, reclaimed the WBC, and while Joshua was holding all the other belts, he didn't want to fight Wilder. You know, champions not willing to fight champions in the same division, you know, is extremely unfortunate, but it's not unheard of. It happens. But let the record state that Joshua was the one who didn't want to fight. I feel like Joshua is going to be under immense pressure, though. An extreme amount of pressure, especially stateside in America. You know, and that's the thing about Wilder. Wilder defeating Fury is a lot more than just redemption and revenge and winning the trilogy. I mean, that's the ultimate goal for Wilder. But I think what's going to happen is, and I think he's going to unite America again, you know, reclaiming the belt, bringing it back to America, being an American heavyweight champion. And that happens, right? People criticize, they duck their heads, you know, when Wilder lost his second fight. You know, before they were like, yeah, go Wilder, go Wilder. Only the true fans supported Wilder through the thick and thin. A lot of us had to walk through fire and get criticized and chastised and demoralized because we stood in the fire with Deontay. But a lot of so-called Deontay fans, you know, they were ducking and dodging and hiding behind bushes because they can't take the heat. And when he lost that second fight, they were like, oh, I wasn't really a Wilder fan. You know, I just, you know, he was cool and all that, but I wasn't really a fan. Like, yeah, shout out to Fury. A lot of fans were doing that, so-called fans. And that's why Wilder has a lot of respect for those who were able and willing to stand through the fire with him. When he got rid of Mark Breland, he got chastised. When he brought in Malik Scott, he got chastised. When he brought up the allegation, he got chastised. And it was only the few, the proud, and the strong that stood by him. And best believe Wilder knows who those people are. Because Wilder's the people's champ like that. Being the heavyweight champion of the world is much more than holding a belt and making money. It's about being the people's champion. Reminiscent of Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis. Giving back to the people. He knows. But the funny thing is that when he reclaims the title, all those people that were ducking behind the bushes after he lost the second fight, guess what? They're going to pop their head up again and say, yeah, I've always supported Wilder. He's a knockout artist, and I've always been supporting him. And sit your ass down. Where were you at after the second fight? Now, Wilder will take it because it's going to help him propel himself into the Joshua fight. But he's only going to show true love and respect to those who've been supporting him through the thick and thin. Walking through the fire. While Wilder is doing that, Fury makes a mockery of the heavyweight belt. I I don't think he takes it serious. I mean, he said it himself. I don't care about the belts. Obviously, don't care about it because you win the belt against Klitschko and then you drop into depression and become an alcoholic and a coke addict. So obviously you don't care about what that belt means. It's much more than something that you strap around your waist. It's the great heavyweights that came before you that paved the way for you, Tyson Fury. They paved the way for you. If it wasn't for Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Louis, and for that matter, Rocky Marciano or anyone else who had that belt, they paved the way for you. And people wonder, and they wonder why I criticize Fury. They wonder why. They scratch their head. What are you scratching your head for? You don't got to be a rocket scientist to see the things that he does, man. He doesn't respect the sport that I love. When has Deontay Wilder, when he was champion, not represent himself as a true champion? He defended his title. How many title defenses do you have, Fury? This is the first time you're defending your title against a man you didn't even want to fight anymore. You try to get out of the fight. You think we forgot about that? You think we forgot about that? How many title defenses do you have? The only thing that Fury fans can ride on is the fact that he beat Wilder in the second fight. That's literally the only thing that you have to ride on. But forget that fight. What about all the other fights before that? You couldn't even defend your title after you beat Klitschko. You came back out of retirement trying to recover yourself and fought two taxi drivers who you struggled against. One in which busted your mouth up, busted your nose up, and you had to dig deep to try to get out of those fights. And those weren't even title defenses. Those were comeback fights. And the only reason why you took those comeback fights is because you knew that Wilder was on the horizon. And you were sitting at home back in the UK watching Wilder knock dudes out. You watched him knock out Ortiz. You watched him knock out Dominic Breazeale. And you knew that fight was on the horizon. So you plug in these two taxi drivers. Didn't look all that good. And, you know, Wilder could have said, hey, I don't want to fight this guy. This guy looks like horseshit. Because if I beat Fury the way he's looking right now, they're basically gonna criticize me that I beat a guy that's coming off of addiction, this, that, or whatever. And he would have been right in that assumption, because the reality is that's probably what would have happened. But instead, he said, I got you, bro. Don't worry about that. I got you. And put him, no, actually, a better way to put it, he catapulted him back into the limelight. Wilder. And people try to twist that and say, it was a cherry picking gone wrong. And he thought that he can catch Fury when Fury wasn't at his best. That's how people twist it. But you can't hold on to that ideology, because if it wasn't for, it doesn't matter how you cut it or slice it, people, if it wasn't for Wilder agreeing to fight Fury, it wouldn't matter, would it? It wouldn't matter what you think. And you clearly can't say that it was a cherry pick gone wrong, because you can argue two things. One, Wilder actually won that fight. And two, Wilder actually knocked him out in that fight. And Wilder wasn't even trying to box. Wilder didn't really have a game plan other than eventually I'm going to land the right hand and it's going to be good night. That was his plan. This is why the third fight is going to be easy work, because now he has a plan. Now he's actually trained. Now he's confident. Now he's motivated. Now he's comfortable. So think deeply and clearly about what I'm saying. And for all the people that say, "Oh man, Devon, come on, bro. Like, what do you mean he could have won the first fight? All he did was knock him down twice." Well, hold up. Time out. This is not rocket science that we're dealing with, people, man. This is not rocket science. This is not that difficult. If you score 2 knockdowns in a fight, you automatically have 4 rounds in your pocket, right? 10-8 rounds. You're up by 4. All you got to do, at a minimum, is win 2 more rounds. That's a draw. If you win 3 rounds, you should win the fight. So if you are telling me that Fury won the fight, you're telling me that the only rounds you gave Wilder were the 2 knockdowns and Fury won all the other rounds. That's what you're telling me. Now, forget about round 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Forget about those rounds. Just look at the first 3 rounds. Fury wasn't doing shit. As a matter of fact, it was Wilder pressing the fight. And all you got to do is give Wilder 2 out of those first 3 rounds. And that's a draw right there. And if you slide another round in somewhere in between, it's a wrap. See, you guys just don't want Wilder to win, because you guys think that the only chance he has is to try and land a lucky punch. That's how stupid people are. That's how dumb people literally are. And I'm not trying to take shots at nobody, man, but seriously. And we've been on this chat, we've been on these live streams long enough now, and having debates with people. And I've had to explain to people, how do you become a bronze medalist in the Olympics if you don't have skill? How do you, at one point in time, was like 35-0 with 35 knockouts or whatever it was up until the point he fought Bermane Servine and won a decision. How do you do that if you don't got no skill? Punching power can only take you so far. Especially in the heavyweight division. Because first off, you can have all the punching power in the world, but if you don't have a chin, you're going to get knocked out yourself. And has Wilder ever been knocked out as a professional? No. And I know you guys like to ride on the whole TKO, corner stoppage, towel being thrown in. You guys like to consider that a knockout. You don't get knocked out when you finish on your feet, dummies. Dummies. Let me get to this super chat by Big Dog Willie, man. I appreciate you. Not only an official member of the channel, but he wants to show some love as well. I appreciate you as always, Big Dog. He says Fury is going to pull out. I'm 75% sure of it. And I keep seeing these comments come in. And I understand where you guys are coming from. I do. But I keep saying it. And I'll keep drilling it home. I refuse to speak it into existence. The fight is happening on October 9th. It is the will of the gods. Everybody has their personal feelings about this, that, or whatever. But for me, I believe in something deeper. It's happening. Believe me when I tell you this. It's happening. And yes, it's a month away now. It's 4 weeks away. Go ahead. Prepare your barbecues if you ain't going to Vegas. prepare your grill. Make sure you got your lawn chairs ready and set up, cleaned and polished. Get ready to roll out your surround sound and your TV. Tell your boys to, or your girls, to mark it on their calendar, October 9th. October 9th. And if you're going to Vegas, you might see me there. You might see me there. And I got to travel across the world. Let alone to a different state. I got to travel across the world. That's how confident I am that fight's happening. Alfred says, "A salute. I'm going to catch the replay because I just got home." Hey, bet. It's going to be up. It's going to be up. And for all the people that have just joined in, I'll do you guys a favor, because we've had people in the live now for the entire time, and I appreciate your guys' endurance, your support, and your loyalty, not just to me, man, but to Deontay Wilder, because this is what it's all about. I'm doing this not only for my subscribers, who I appreciate, but for Deontay Wilder, man. Very few channels, real talk and no disrespect to anybody, because there are channels, as you guys know, that I respect greatly on this YouTube shit. But very few channels break down things the way I break them down. I want to make sure, and I want to make it abundantly clear, that I give the utmost respect to any fighter who steps through those ropes. Because when you've been punched in the face before, you're going to respect any man. But this is a unique situation that we're talking about. And you best believe I'm going to go out of my way. So everybody, just joining in, 2 quick videos I want to share with you, because I know a lot of people are jumping in late. One month away. 1 month away. Leave your predictions right now as this video is playing, because I'm playing it for all the people that came in late. So as this video is playing, leave your predictions in the chat right now. If it's KO, what round? Predictions, let's go. In the chat, let's go. Predictions. Everybody in the chat, they want to see your prediction. Not only me. Let me know. Let the people know how you feel. Predictions, let's go. We're at 73 likes right now. I want to get to 80. I need 80 likes before this stream is over. Let's go. Get these likes up, people. Jab that like button. Jab. Let's go. Jab that like button. Let's go. Predictions, let's go, drop it. Predictions. I'm going to display it on the screen here. Predictions. KO 5. KO 3. KO 6. KO by 7. KO by 9. Wilder KO in 6. Champ Life Boxing, what's good, man? Wilder KO 3. Nicholas Levy. Wilder by body shot KO 9. I see more predictions about the reader right now.
Shit, boy.
Deep zone. KO 6th round. Wilder. Fury carried out of the ring. Damn. Deep zone has it like that. This man just said carried out of the ring, all in capital letters, so you know Deep Zone ain't playing. You know he ain't playing. If Fury comes forward 1st round, if he's on the back foot 7th round. Deanna says KO by 4. Andrew, KO by 5 with some fire emojis to spice it up. Wilder by RKO in the 6th. Dragon Leg, I say late round stoppage 10. Wilder by KO. Big LT, thanks for dropping by tonight. Marcus Walls, KO by the 10th. Wilder gets him. Razor, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you made it. Salute Divine. I'm between the fight lasting 12 rounds because Tyson Fury will try to survive after the 5th round and KO by 8. Big LT, 5 rounds tops. Deanna said, ooh wee, damn. Wilder's effect is dangerous. Like Wilder says, I don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to come. You will feel my power. Woo! That's a Ric Flair woo for your ass. Bomb Squad in 7. Amen in double T. The go-to channel was good. Thanks for dropping by. Melina, Wilder by KO. Deanna, this ain't games. I'm loving these predictions, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Let the people know. Make your voice heard on Divine Sense Boxing. Let it be heard. We've got people watching, peeking through the blinds and behind the bushes, quoting the sensei, Stormy B-Man. Let the people know. Adolfo El Duro de los Números says Fury wins easy. Okay. We got a Fury fan up in here. Fury wins easy. Y'all see it. Now I'm biased. You got your prediction. I'll put it up. Dave says that song makes me want to hit the bag. For real. Do you speak any Nigerian languages? All right, El Jefe talking to shoot. All right, cool. We got DSDVJ says dream prediction is 12th round KO. Respect. Thanks for stopping by. Marcus Walls, I appreciate the super chat. Much love and appreciation. Keep up the great work, homie. All day, every day. That's what we do out here. That's what we do out here. Let the people speak. Gave him the nature by woo. Hey, that's Deanna right there. Deanna said, woo wee. Dragon leg. Okay, well, ask Fury that. Yeah, that's my boy Watcher right there. Tyson Fury will get killed to the body and will end up holding a lot. Now, he's going to be doing a lot of clinching. Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate all you guys putting the predictions in there, man. I love to see it. I love to see it.
Shit over here. We comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable ain't comfortable to us. Amen.
Likes are at 78. I need 80 likes. Get those likes up, people. Let's go. Let's go. Every like makes a difference. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Sends the message out there. Forces people to tune in. And it you know, it just sends the message that people need to understand how people are feeling. You know, we don't get caught up in the old media. We don't get caught up with all of this propaganda. We don't get caught up in that. Fat Neek says Fury's in for a ride. In for a far ride, I think he's trying to say. Yeah. That left may crack Fury's jaw. And going back to Dave's point, all of this stuff that I'm constructing, all of these videos that I've made, this is all in preparation for the 4 weeks to come on October 9th. I'm hyped right now. I'm ready for the fight right now. I'm ready for the fight tomorrow. You know what I mean? To the point where I'm doing something a little bit out of ordinary, something that I haven't done in a long time, which is do a little boxing work myself. That's how much I'm invested into this fight. Like, real talk. It's how much I'm invested into this fight. To where I got to go, I got to punch something. I got to hit the bag. I've got to let my own competitive juices flow a little bit. Really, really excited and looking forward to this fight. Beyond belief, man. It's just been a long time coming. An extremely long time coming. DSDVJ says, would you take a clean punch for Wilder for 10K? I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. Sometimes money talks, but it don't talk loud enough. But I think Wilder's a nice guy. I don't think he'll do 100%. I think he might give me 60%. He might give me 60% of his power. and I might take it then. But there ain't no way I'm going to let him load up on a punch 100% for 10K. Ain't no way, man. I appreciate my face more than that. I appreciate my face way more than that. But this is how much this fight has intrigued me to where I had to go, in the gym and put in some work myself.
Welcome to the Fit Home Gym, the most versatile and compact bodyweight exercise system on the market.
This is just me a couple days ago, guys.
These are being transformed into reality by modern science.
I had to put my own work in. This is how excited I'm about this fight. And as you can see, I'm an advocate of that left hook. That left hook. That's my bread and butter. Like I said, man, it's been a while, bro, since I've been on the heavy bag, man. But I feel like the fight's coming tomorrow. Every day I wake up, I'm inching another day closer to October 9th. Yeah, watcher, man. I know you got a heavy bag, watcher. I know you do. Get those gloves on, man. Get some work in. You know, work that bag from the outside. Work it from the inside. You know what I mean? And get some power in there. Let go of some of aggression. This is a great stress reliever, people. And if you don't got a bag at home with some gloves, I highly recommend you guys invest in a nice heavy bag and just work. You know, it's so good. Coming home from a long day, just let out some stress. It's just good all around. You know what I mean? For your body, for your mind. It's good for fitness, good for conditioning. And it keeps you sharp. Because you never know when you might have to be ready for a situation. Make sure you guys work that jab. Yeah, so that's my dedication right there. That's me putting that work right there. So what a night. Wednesday night. We finally got those likes up to 84. At this point, we might as well get to 90. We might as well get to 90. Dave, I appreciate that. Andrew, I appreciate that. And yeah, you know, like it feels good. It feels good, man, to get into a rhythm. And keeping your mind sharp, keeping your mind right. You know, just the old kind of mentality of martial arts in general is harnessing your aggression and your stress and releasing it in a positive and constructive way. I highly recommend invest in a heavy bag, get some gloves, and just work, you know. And you don't got to kill the bag like I was throwing in some big heavy shots. But you know, just keeping it fluid, you know, just moving. So what I'm going to do now is it's starting to get late. It looks like we're pushing midnight on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys immensely. Hopefully you guys don't got no work tomorrow morning. And if you do have work tomorrow morning, man, that just shows your dedication to the sport, the dedication and respect to Deontay Wilder and to this channel. And I respect you more than you guys know. But what I want to do, man, is one more time before we end it, and hopefully we can get to 90 likes. Play the video one more time. Hype it up a little bit. And try to get the lights up. Notice the pause. Tyrese Andrews, give us one more breakdown. Okay, I wouldn't mind. Is anybody else just joining who didn't see the breakdown yet? Leave a comment right now in the live chat. Let me know. If I get a few more people that are just joining that haven't seen the breakdown. I've been talking about random stuff throughout the live stream, but the actual breakdown itself, just let me know in the comment section. I'll run it back one more time for all the people that just joined. Because I know people are on Central Time and on the West Coast. It's not too late on the West Coast right now, so I don't mind doing it. Let me know in the chat if you're just joining. Razor says, do a redo. Marcus says, break it down if you got time. Oh, I got time. Man. I'm just worried about people, especially on the East Coast, like I said, but maybe people are just amped right now. People are amped right now. They said, no, Divine, keep it moving, bro. Keep cooking. Whoever said no more to Divine Sense, I appreciate you. Tyree says, yes, I'm down for another one, bro. All right, bet. We'll run it back. We'll run it back one more time. One more breakdown for people who just joined and for those who wouldn't mind hearing it once again. We're hype up in here on Divine Sense Boxing tonight, Wednesday night. Wednesday night is lit. A few more likes to get it to 90. Few more likes to get it to 90. Let's go. The poll right now. How does it end? Wilder by KO, 87%. The people are speaking. The people are speaking. All right. Hype is in for all the people that just joined in. We've been hyping it all night. 2 hours strong on the live stream so far. Wednesday night live, Divine Sense Boxing. We've been cooking it for 2 hours. And we got people that just joined in. We got people that said, Divine, give me a little bit more. Hype it up a little bit more. Let the people know. Let's break it down again. So we're going to run it back. We're going to run it back one more time. Deontay Wilder, in his most recent training video released on his Instagram, we're gonna break it down.
Shit, boy.
All right, Deanna, stay up. Diana's 2 hours strong on the live stream. Respect. Thank you, as always, for being.
What you gonna do from there?
I'm going to play it once for all the people that just joined in. I'm going to play it once without giving any commentary. Enjoy the footage, and then we'll rewind it back. I'll give you guys my commentary, and we'll probably call it a night.
You gotta be confident when you uncomfortable. Shit.
That's it. That's it. Give it to me now.
Take it away.
That's it. Give me something to go. Let's go.
There you go, keep bringing. There you go, walk his ass down when he got there. There you go. Job, fellas. There you go, good shit, bro. Get to it, come on. There you go, I love it. Do the champ. It ain't nothing he can do to break you. It ain't nothing he can do to break you. Come on, keep going, baby. Keep going. Beat his ass up. Come on, make him quick. There you go. And see, you still got more win. Come on. You still got more win. Let's go, D. Come on. It's the critical zone right here. There you go. Step back on that box. There you go. Get that motherfucker out for you, D. Get him out for you, D. You almost there, D. All right, there you go. Get him out for you. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Stay alert, D. Stay alert. There you go. Stay alert, goddammit. There you go. Stay alert, goddammit. There you go. Come on, work. There you go. Come on, champ. Do the real champ. Come on. Go. Keep it deep. Keep it going. Come on. You almost seconds now. D. There we go. Amen. Yes, sir. Ain't no comfortable shit, goddamn.
Fuck out of here, yo. No comfortable shit over
All
here.
right.
We comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable ain't comfortable. It's comfortable to us.
Yeah. All right, so we ran it through. Now for the final breakdown of the night, I'm going to go ahead and break down what we're looking at here so people understand that this is much more than just a hype video put on Instagram. This is much more than just Wilder doing this for the cameras and trying to show off some power. There's intent to this training. There is purpose to this training. So let's get to it. First thing notice is the dedicated body work. Dedicated body work. And not only that, notice how he's working on those ducks slide across and actually putting in his whole body weight behind a punch rather than just trying to reach and throw an arm punch. He's actually stepping into the body of his opponent, ducking underneath and exploding from the ground up and putting his body weight into his punch. More specifically, that left hook to the body. All right. So now it's not just a strong, heavy arm punch. It's 220 pounds of pure power driving into the body while also avoiding a punch, which is something that obviously Malik Scott has implemented. These are the things that we've spoken about the new skill sets that have been sharpened due to the dedication and preparation of Malik Scott.
Shit, boy.
Want people to also notice When people want to criticize the jab here, they want to say, "Oh, that's just a little weak jab. He's not stepping into the jab." Well, if you know boxing, there's many different types of jabs. This happens to be a range-finding jab. Establishing the range, your safety zone, and also a zone to be able to set up other punches behind that jab. If he steps forward with that jab, that's a jab that you are using as an attack method. And yes, you will step in and step out quickly, but that's not what he's accomplishing here. Range finding, setting his feet, and landing combinations. Range finder. Range. Feint. Feint. Right hand. One more time. Range finder. Feint. Notice how Malik reacts to that feint as if it's in a real fight. This is what I like about Malik Scott, is he simulates a real fight type mentality when he trains. Not just standing there bouncing around, holding up mitts, throwing combinations. Very purposefully trying to simulate a fight. Working on the feints. Feint, opponent reacts to the feint of the jab, then follow up with the right hand. Feint. Right hand. Slide out. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Range finder. 1-2. Range. Bounce. Recover. Recover. Good. Jab. Recover. Recover. Good. Range finder. Range finder. 1-2. Slide out. Footwork, people. Footwork. Bounce. Bounce. Recover. Body. Woo! One more time. Well, I know Malik felt that shit. I know he felt that. Range. Body. Good. Woo. That left hand to the body is no joke, people. No joke. No joke. By the way, I'm watching this without being able to see the chat. So if you guys want to highlight something, make sure you drop a super chat so I can catch it for you and highlight it and answer any questions or comments you might have. All right, let's go. Damn. Let's go, Malik. You got to respect the work that Malik's putting into this, the dedication that Malik has. And you can see the mutual respect between Malik and Wilder. I mentioned it earlier for those who were here earlier. Malik offers the ability of being a big man himself. So he's able to allow Wilder to load up with punches and actually put his power into punches. But not only that, because you can find a big guy to come in and work with your heavyweight fighter, but it's the fact that he's been a boxer himself. It's the fact that he's not only emphasizing that you can put power into these shots, but also we're going to check your footwork. We're going to check your positioning. We're going to make sure you follow up. We're going to make sure that you're keeping your hands up. We're going to make sure that your defense is always on point. Being a big man able to take these type of power shots is a bonus on top of the skills that he can help Wilder sharpen up. Double left hook. Range. Set. Yes, and check that out. Notice how his defense stays tight. Notice how he's working that left hand intensely, which I love. I love to see from orthodox fighters that dedicate that left hand to the body, and he is doing this. Look at this. All left hand. Now notice how he keeps his defense tight. Right hand stays up. Right hand stays up. Left hook. Right hand stays up. Digging into, leaning. Eyes on the target. Right hand up close to his chin. Defensively sound. Ready if Fury were to throw a counter punch right here, he's protected while throwing a hellacious shot and then sliding out. Rangefinder. Vicious. Vicious. Range, good. I like how he stays out of range. Damn. That's like a 5-punch combination, y'all. 5-punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5, people. To the body. When have you ever seen Wilder dedicate a 5-punch combination to the body, people? When? And people out here clowning on Malik Scott. They're clowning on Malik. Look at how fluid Deontay is. Fluid, relaxed, comfortable, confident. They are simulating Fury walking forward. That's the whole purpose of this training. Because they believe Fury's ego and pride will get the best of him. They think, despite what his dad is going to tell him not to do, he thinks that he can walk down Wilder and beat him up better and faster than he did the second fight. And this is him tired, but digging deep. Tired, but digging deep. Fury wants to walk you down. Fury wants to bully you. But we can't allow that. We can't allow that. It's the will of the gods. It's the will of the gods. We don't get tired. We don't get tired. Last round. Bounce, bounce. Yeah. Good. 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 All that bouncing like that's mental games right there. Letting your opponent know you ain't tired. You still good. You still got bounce. You good. Right hand. That's nasty. Nasty right hand, 12th round. Good, good. Still able to move his legs. So there we go.
No comfortable shit over here. We comfortable being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable ain't comfortable.
Dave says, what size are those gloves? Let me see. Let me see if I can see. Let me see. I think I have these exact same gloves. To be honest with you, the gold and black. I want to say 14, maybe 14 ounce. And that's more so to protect his hands. Last thing you want in training is to injure a hand before a big fight. 14, I think. Maybe 16, but they're definitely not 10 or 12. Yeah. Jim Diamond, what's good? Cristiano, man, you made it. You caught the tail end of today's live, or tonight's live, that is. We've been going hard now, man, for over 2 hours. Breaking down a little bit of the press conference, breaking down the training, letting people know that we ain't playing games out here. Cristiano says, I think the Fury's going to revert back to the more elusive style. Possibly, but that doesn't matter. And for people asking, okay, what should Wilder's game plan be if Wilder does decide to box? Well, I believe that it's all dependent on what Fury brings. If Fury comes out on his toes, similar to what he did in the first fight, then Wilder will probably gauge that. Also try to box, parry Fury's jab. Fury likes to do jab, 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 and then, jab right hand. Fury doesn't go to the body that much unless he's walking somebody down. But when he's on his toes, Fury likes to be fluid and just pop out the jab, the little flicking jab, and follow up with an occasional right hand. Sometimes he puts a left hook in there. So if you're expecting him to walk you down, but he doesn't in the first round, I would say that it's completely acceptable to give away that first round. It doesn't matter. The idea is to gauge it, to see what he's offering. And even if if you're just parrying and slipping and, and being fluid and allowing Fury to kind of get some false confidence, basically, then as you come down and sit on the stool, then you and Malik can say, okay, now we know what he's trying to do. So now we make these adjustments. And I do believe that they are preparing for everything. I believe that they are studying the tape they're studying the tape of the first fight and second fight because you have to. And that's what I was mentioning earlier in this stream is that Wilder's in an advantage in the sense that he has seen both sides of Fury now. He's seen the Fury that can box, and he's seen the Fury that tries to impose his size and his will, I guess you can say. And so he's seen both. Whereas Fury hasn't. He hasn't seen this Deontay Wilder. What we're looking at right here, he hasn't seen this Deontay Wilder. And that's an advantage for Wilder. Now, they might be smirking and shrugging their shoulders and not thinking it's a big deal, which is fine. Good. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. But the truth is that they haven't seen this Deontay Wilder right here. Another thing is that Wilder knows, and Fury knows for that matter, that Wilder can hurt him. Wilder can drop him. And I think that's why Sugar Hill implemented the game plan that they had in the second fight. Because they said, if we try to box, all Wilder has to do is land one big shot. This is not a normal heavyweight. This is a guy who can knock you out literally with one punch. So they changed it up and they said, we're just going to come forward. We're going to force Deontay Wilder on the back foot and make him uncomfortable. And this is why they're working on what they're working on here is, look, Wilder's on the back foot. Malik is coming forward, and Wilder is on the back foot. You see what I mean? So they're preparing for Fury to either come forward or to box. But I think even if you're a Fury fan, you got to admit, you've never seen Wilder work like this before. The work rate, the technique, the conditioning out there in Alabama in the heat, humidity, putting in some serious work. Body shots. That's what I would be most disappointed with. Watching this, right? Watching all of the dedicated work to the body. And if Deontay abandons the body in the fight, I will be disappointed. Because I think that Fury's body is open. I mean, he's a massive target. And I know he has his little shoulder roll and he's elusive and all that different stuff. And I think that's probably something that they've been working on without the cameras. They've probably been working on how to break down that shoulder defense, that shoulder roll defense that Fury does do. But that's something that they're not quite willing to show on camera. But this is just him showing that, I'm working hard kind of footage. And only people with boxing minds are going to be able to really see the little intricate details that they are putting forth. But most people are going to watch this Instagram video and just look at it as like a hype video. But there is some underlining details, like I said, people with boxing minds can see. And that's why I do these breakdowns, just to kind of highlight certain things. But they're not giving away everything. Obviously, they're not giving away sparring footage. They're not giving away, as I said, breaking down the shoulder roll defense. They're not breaking down or revealing everything. So, but this is enough for me. This is enough for me to kick my feet up and mark the days off the calendar and wait for October 9th. Punish those. Yeah, man. Hit the elbows. Hit the elbows. Like, even if you're in that shoulder roll defense, just smash those elbows, man. And eventually those elbows get numb and get really, and get tight. It starts to hurt when you throw punches. And when you're orthodox and you got the shoulder roll defense, right? It's your left arm that takes the damage. So when you got power like Wilder has power, you don't have to worry about not connecting to the chin. What's vulnerable in a shoulder roll defense is the top of the head, and the only way you can avoid that is shoulder roll and duck underneath, right? Or the sternum, right? Hitting them right in the chest, right? Because the arm protects the rib cage. So you hit him in the sternum, you hit him in the top of the head, right? But you just crack that elbow, man. And everyone knows the elbow. That's pure bone right there. That's a joint as well. That's a joint. Little sneaky details about boxing that people don't think about. Hitting the elbows makes a big difference. And again, guys, like, I don't think Fury's been training. I don't think he's been taking this fight serious leading up to July 24th. He got COVID. Wasn't training then. His daughter was sick. He wasn't training then. Other than some back-breaking deadlifts, some jump ropes, I don't think he's really training because I don't think he's taking it serious. I think he truly believes that it doesn't matter what Wilder does, he can't beat me. And that's where ego and bravado and pride will get in the way and be his demise, in my opinion. It'd be his downfall. Yo says Sugar Hill is in England with Fury. Yeah, I think he is. But I don't know if he's like the number one trainer anymore. Because for sure his dad is in the mix. They have their local trainers. I think it's a mixture of training that they're doing now. Whereas in the second fight, it was purely Sugar Hill. But if you're in England and you're comfortable, you're in your hometown, your home gym, they're going to have other trainers in there. And hopefully, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but hopefully there's not a clash between Fury's dad and Sugar Hill in training. We don't know. That could be happening too. Because we already know, based off of what Big Daddy John said, that they're not seeing eye to eye when it comes to training. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a conflict or not, but I do know he is in England. Fury's going to get the COVID variant, retire, live happily, ever coked up. Shit. Yeah, but this is good stuff. I saw the video pop up on my Instagram feed, and I watched maybe about a minute of it, and I was like, you know what? Let me save it for the live stream today. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Tyrese says Sugar Hill is still the number one guy, confirmed, and he's in England right now. Interesting. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It would be a bad look, to be honest with you, if if Fury did drop Sugar Hill and go back to the UK and go with his dad or some trainer back in the UK. I think there's just too much negative media on Fury over the past couple of months that I think they decided to go ahead and stick with Sugar Hill. But if they're gonna, if he's still with Sugar Hill doesn't. That's the thing, because Cristiano put it in the chat here. He thinks that Fury's going to come out and try to box. Well, if that's the case, then he's still with Sugar Hill, and Sugar Hill's still the number one trainer. Sugar Hill doesn't train boxers to box. They have a very specific style, that Crunk's gym style. So if he is working with Sugar Hill as a number one trainer, then that means they are going to come out the way they came out the second fight. And that means that my assumption is true. And they're going to try to walk down Wilder. And maybe Wilder knows that. Maybe Wilder has some inside information, and that's why they're training the way that they're training right here. Fury has a better chance, in my opinion, to actually try to box, to be honest with you, and try to squeak out a decision. Not smart. All right, I think we're back. That was weird, a little bit of a glitch. But yeah, shout out to Stacy. I didn't get your comment for some reason, but I appreciate the super chat and the support as always. Trying to see if your comment, yeah, maybe you didn't leave a comment, but yeah, I appreciate your support, bro. Thanks for the super chat. Much love and appreciation. Tyrese goes in heads and confirms that they plan on coming forward again. Well, that's going to be a big mistake. That's going to be a big mistake. So yeah, guys, 2 hours and 30 minutes of breaking down the training, hyping up the fight. Some of you have been in here since the very beginning of the live stream. I appreciate you, man. Like I always say, every like goes a long way. Every super chat goes a long way. It continues to motivate channels like us. Every time you guys join a channel that you like and respect, and you drop a super chat or you become an official member of the channel, that's what motivates us to get up in the morning and put this work in. And we greatly appreciate it. And that's the only reason, literally, why I continue to do what I do and make the videos and go out of my way, because I did step away from YouTube for 5 years at one point. And to be honest with you, I didn't miss it. It's the fact that I came back and people were supporting and showing the love that kept me motivated and keep me going. So I appreciate it, and I'll continue to do it as long as you guys continue to support. It seems like we were able to get the likes up almost to 100 today. That's massive. That's massive for a channel like me who's still relatively new, only about 3 months in the making, and that's big. I appreciate you guys, and we'll probably get up to 100 likes quick time once this video is uploaded. So if you did come in late, and you want to be a part of the chat that was on here earlier, because there was a lot of, we did predictions, and the chat was absolutely lit tonight. So this will be uploaded. You guys can go back and watch it. It'll be up on my channel once I finish up. But look, guys, I appreciate you. Like I said, much love, much appreciation. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. This is Wednesday night jab session, live stream. We always get lit. The next time I'll be live, guaranteed, will be this Saturday night, Firestorm. That's where I bring people on the panel. We discuss a lot of different things. Sometimes we get into some heated debates. We go back and forth. Last Saturday we talked about we talked about Joshua Usyk a little bit. We ended up getting into a Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury debate. So you never know what comes up. So make sure you tune in, mark it on your calendar. Saturday night, I believe 9 p.m. Eastern time. 9 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday night Firestorm. I might have a special guest coming Saturday night. I might have a special guest, real talk. And he has his own channel. I'm going to keep it secret for right now until it's official. And hopefully we confirm very soon before Saturday comes in. And I think you guys will very much appreciate my guest that hopefully we'll have this Saturday. So make sure that you guys tune in. Yo says that, bro, you're the best boxing channel on YouTube, the most entertaining as well. I appreciate that immensely, Yo. And shout out to you, because you were one of the guys who recognized that Multimedia used my voice in their promotion video of this fight that we're talking about right now, Wilder and Fury. They literally extracted my voice and put it in their promotion video. And if it wasn't for you, Yo, I wouldn't have known that. So much respect and love to you, and thank you so much for that comment. It means a lot. Tyrese wanted to go ahead and go out of his way to make sure he drops a super chat. Much love and appreciation. Good work, my brother. Keep this up. This is frankly the kind of media needed out here. You're going to make it. Salute to you. Salute for the super chat. Guys, stay a part of the conversation. Continue to stay a part of the conversation. Keep an eye open. I know that Fury and Wilder is a hot topic. Anytime I talk about it, it gets lit. It gets lit. But I do talk about a lot of different fights and a lot of different topics, man. But stay subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell. That'll help you guys get the notifications. That's very important. Click that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a vid or about to go live, you guys will be in the first ones in the chat. Stand by, ready to cook. So I appreciate you guys, man. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump up out of here. But like I said, Saturday night, don't miss it. Firestorm, bringing a guest on the panel is going to be great.